Healing takes time. Sometimes more time than you thought. And that's not wrong. People might ask why you're not over it yet. They don't see what lingers inside. They don't feel what echoes in your body. The world often expects neat timelines, a beginning, a middle, and an end. But your healing doesn't obey that script. Some pain sits quietly in the corners. Some wounds soften but don't vanish. Some memories lose their sharpness but never disappear. This doesn't mean you've failed. It means you're human. It means the story still matters to you. Being told to move on can sting. It suggests you're broken for still feeling. But what if feeling is a form of love? Grief has no finish line. Trauma doesn't vanish on command. Love doesn't dissolve when it's inconvenient. Healing is not about erasing the past. It's about learning how to carry it with gentleness. It's about making space for both hurt and growth. Think of a scar on your skin. It never disappears completely, but you learn to live with it. The same is true for your heart. It holds what it has known, and that doesn't make you weak. Many people feel pressured to perform resilience, to smile before they're ready, to show strength before they've rested. You don't owe that to anyone. Your pace belongs to you. Your story moves in its own rhythm. There is no clock measuring your worth, no deadline for your healing, no expiration date for your feelings. The truth is simple. You are allowed to still hurt. You are allowed to not be done. The words over it can be cruel. They reduce your depth into a checkbox. They turn healing into a contest. But healing is not a contest. It is a slow unfolding. It is a process of breathing through the ache. Sometimes you wake up lighter. Sometimes you wake up heavy again. Both are part of the path. Healing is not linear. It loops, it bends, it pauses. It sometimes feels like going backward. But even in circles, you are learning. Even in pauses, you are resting. Even in setbacks, you are still moving. The world rewards quick fixes, but your soul deserves patience. You deserve space to be unfinished. When you try to force closure, you fracture yourself. You silence feelings that need a voice. You push away parts of yourself that ask for care. To be not over it is to be honest. It means you honor what shaped you. It means you still care enough to feel. Sometimes pain lingers because the love was deep. Sometimes grief stretches because the loss mattered. Sometimes healing takes long because you are tender. There is nothing shameful in this. Tenderness is not weakness. Slowness is not failure. Healing isn't about becoming untouched. It's about becoming whole again, even with cracks. It's about finding steadiness inside the unfinished. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not late. You are simply on your own path. You are walking your own pace. You are honoring your own heart. What if over it was never the goal? What if the real goal was gentleness? What if healing was about learning to live with softness? You don't need to erase your story. You need to carry it with care. You need to breathe into the spaces it shaped. Healing is not measured by forgetting. Healing is measured by how kindly you hold yourself, by how gently you let yourself be unfinished. Some days will feel raw again. Doesn't mean you've lost progress. It means you're still alive inside your story. Your heart is complex. Your healing is layered. That is allowed. You don't have to rush. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to be over it to be worthy. Healing lives alongside ordinary days. You still make coffee in the morning. You still walk through quiet streets. Something aches beneath the surface. A quiet hum of memory. A weight that follows. People may not notice. You still smile when needed. You still keep moving forward. But inside, you're carrying a history. The unspoken parts of your story. The wounds without neat endings. And that's okay. It's okay to live with unfinished healing. It doesn't disqualify your life. Think of your heart like a house. Some rooms are tidy. Some are still under repair. You don't have to lock the broken rooms. You don't have to pretend they don't exist. You simply live in the house as it is. Healing doesn't mean perfection. It means learning to coexist with what still hurts. It means being gentle with the unfinished. On hard days, the weight might feel heavier. Old feelings rise again. You wonder if you'll ever be free. But freedom isn't the absence of pain. Freedom is the kindness you extend to yourself inside it. Freedom is not rushing the process. Your daily life doesn't have to wait for full healing. You don't need to be fixed before you can live. You are allowed to live as you are. To laugh even with sadness nearby. To rest even with worry close. To love even with fear present. You are not broken for holding contradictions. You are whole even when hurting. You are alive even when grieving. Small rituals can help. A warm drink in your hands. A walk at dusk. These are not solutions. They're companions to your healing. Gentle reminders that life is still here. Some days, presence feels impossible. Your mind drifts to the past or leaps into fear of the future. When that happens, return to your breath. Notice the rise and fall in your chest. Let the body remind you of now. The present doesn't erase the pain, but it gives you a place to rest, a pause from the endless what if. Try to allow imperfection in your days. Not every moment needs to feel meaningful. Not every choice needs to look polished. Some days are messy. Some days are slow. Some days are heavy with memory. All of them are valid. All of them count as life. All of them belong to your healing. Let yourself grieve in small doses. Cry if the tears come, right if the words want out. Grief is not a disruption of life. It is part of living. It's part of loving. The world often hides grief, but you don't need to. You can let it exist quietly in you. Your worth is not measured by how quickly you heal, or how strong you appear, or how much progress others see. Your worth is constant, even on your slowest days, even when you feel undone. You don't need to explain your pace. You don't need to justify your healing. You don't need to be understood by everyone. Healing is intimate. It belongs to you. It is shaped by your unique story. Sometimes healing looks invisible. You might not notice change until later, but small shifts are happening. The way you breathe more calmly now, the way you rest without guilt sometimes, the way you speak to yourself more kindly. These moments matter. You're signs of healing in motion. They are proof that unfinished doesn't mean stagnant. So live inside the unfinished. Let daily life hold both sorrow and joy. Let ordinary moments become gentle companions. Healing has no deadline. Life doesn't wait for perfect closure. You don't have to either. Healing is not a finish line. It is a rhythm, a way of walking through life. You learn to move with tenderness, to give yourself patience, to trust slow change. There will always be unfinished pieces, stories without endings, questions without answers. You don't need to resolve everything. You only need to live in the presence of it, to breathe inside what remains. This is not weakness. This is wisdom. This is courage. Healing without deadlines teaches acceptance, acceptance of your pace, acceptance of your path. You begin to see beauty in imperfection, the way a cracked bowl still holds water, the way broken soil grows new roots. You too hold life even with cracks. You too are fertile ground for growth. You too carry strength in your tenderness. Some days you will feel strong. Some days you will feel fragile. Both belong to you. Life becomes less about achievement, more about being present, more about carrying yourself with care. You learn that grief can stay, and yet joy can return. They can coexist in one body. This coexistence is not failure. It is proof of your humanity. It is proof of your depth. Start to release the pressure of timelines. The question, when will I be over this, softens. It becomes, how can I live with myself today? And that question opens space. Space for kindness. Space for breathing. You stop rushing the heart. You stop demanding neat answers. You allow the unknown to remain. This permission changes everything. It softens the edges of your days. It steadies your steps forward. You realize you are not behind. You are exactly where you are meant to be. Walking at the only pace you can. The world moves fast, but you do not have to. Your life is not a race. Healing in your own rhythm is resistance. Resistance against the culture of hurry. Resistance against the demand to perform. It is also trust. Trust that life will hold you. Trust that you are safe to take your time. The people who truly see you will wait with you. They will not measure your healing. They will sit beside you in silence. And in that silence, you feel less alone. You You feel less ashamed. You feel more human. Healing slowly teaches belonging, belonging to your own body, belonging to the world as you are. You don't need to change everything first. You don't need to get better before you deserve love. You are already worthy now, worthy of being held, worthy of rest, worthy of peace. This worth is not earned. It is inherent. It has always been here. Healing only uncovers it. Healing only reminds you of it. Healing only helps you trust it again, so you live softer. You breathe slower. You choose gentleness each day. Not because you are weak, but because gentleness sustains life. Because gentleness keeps you alive. You stop asking, when will I be done? You start asking, how can I hold myself kindly now? That is the heart of healing. Healing without deadlines becomes freedom. Freedom from the pressure of perfection. Freedom from the fear of being behind. It becomes hope. Hope that life is still worth living. Hope that joy can still return. And it becomes trust. Trust that you are already enough. Even here, even now. This is quiet philosophy, where thinking isn't loud, and life doesn't need to be either. Subscribe if you haven't already, not for noise, but for something you can actually feel.